Hello, my name is Jen, and this is my presentation as part of the paper Applied Business Analytics. And my topic today is about the global energy and emission landscape. The agenda of my presentation today, I'm going to cover 4 points. First of all, I'm going to talk about the current energy use and how it impacts to the global environment. A little bit touching on the existing findings and gaps, and trying to come up with a solution with the base of business analytics and some methodologies that I'm going to use in my research. So what is energy? Scientists define energy as the ability to work, which means that whatever we do in our life, we need energy. Energy is divided into renewable and non-renewable. As you can see, the renewable source only occupies about 17% of the global, and the other non-renewable energy occupied about 83% of the sources. And we humans, we use a lot of non-renewable energy in our activities, including transportation, industrial manufacturing, electricity generating, and also agriculture. The greenhouse gas emission was created by those activities, and accordingly, it created a lot of issues to our planet as well, including health issue, water, air pollution, sea level rise, and a lot of extreme weathers. And in this slide, I have two features to show you how correlating between the energy use and the economy. On the left-hand side is the global average GDP per capita, and on the right-hand side is the global fossil fuel consumption. As you can see, they come together, which means that every single dollar we created in our economy, we need to consume a certain level of the energy. A glance about the Paris Climate Agreement was signed on 2016 among 196 countries global. As you can see, the major goals of the agreement mention about the atmosphere and the temperature. However, they understand that there is a need to balance between protecting the environment and protecting the economy. That is why one of the goals is about make the finance consistent and aligned with the agreement goals. So what has been recorded? 143 billion US dollar was the cost that our planet has to pay for the climate change during the last 20 years, and this number is projected to be 3.1 trillion US dollar in 2050 if we still keep this pace. 6 trillion US dollar is the loss of the global economy caused by only 5 biggest emitters, while only US and China are responsible individually for 1.8 trillion US dollar. However, as mentioned in the previous slide, we need to balance between the economic and the environment. So that's why I think that we really need to define the industrial which have the major contribution to the greenhouse gas emission. We need a more detailed understanding of each industry and how industrial activity contribute to the national greenhouse gas emission. And finally, we can set the priorities in leveraging, diminishing, or adjusting policies for each certain industry in one nation. In the scope of my presentation and study, I have the dataset from International Energy Agency, which gave me the data for 39 OECD countries, which is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. I have 10 industry with the period of 20 years, and two other parameters including carbon emission as kilogram of the carbon dioxide per USD, and the value of that in local currency and US dollar currency. And what I can understand from the dataset is that the dataset is trying to imply that how the national economy is structured by industry and how energy intensity is indicated by industry. From those information and analysis, I would like to come up with the trends in each national economic efficiency from various industrial activities. And after all, I will try to give my own recommendation for the top 5 highest greenhouse gas emission emitters to set more proper plans in the next 5 years in terms of economic activities. And these are all of the methodologies I'm going to use. For descriptive, Method, I'm trying to define the changing patterns of value-added carbon intensity in for the last 20 years. Predictive, I'm trying to forecast the emission fluctuation according to each industry based on its story. And final, the prescriptive, I'm trying to identify priority action plan for industries. So, thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I'm waiting for you at the Q&A section.